Have you ever wondered why some people live with peace, clarity, and purpose, while most people feel lost, stressed, and constantly chasing something they can never catch? The truth is shocking. 98% of people ignore one simple life lesson, not because it is difficult, not because it is impossible, but because they are too distracted to see it. They wake up every day chasing money, approval, and temporary success. Yet they forget the one truth that gives life real meaning. And that truth is this: life becomes powerful the moment you remember that God is watching your intentions, not just your achievements. Today I want to share something that can change the way you see your life. Many people believe happiness will come after success, after money, after recognition. But years pass and they still feel empty. Because they forgot the purpose behind their existence. God did not create you simply to work, worry, and compete with others. You were created to grow, to serve, to learn, and to become a better soul every single day. But most people spend their entire lives running after things that disappear. They forget gratitude, they forget humility, they forget patience, and most importantly, they forget that every moment of life is a test from God. Once you understand this lesson, your perspective changes. Your perspective changes. Your struggles become growth. Your pain becomes wisdom. And your life becomes meaningful. Most people live as if life will last forever. Most people live as if life will last forever. They wake up, rush through their day, chase money, worry about what others think, and keep running in a race that never truly ends. But the truth is simple and powerful. Life in this world is temporary. The moment a person truly understands this, their entire perspective begins to change. Suddenly, the small things that once caused stress and anger start to lose their importance. The arguments, the comparisons, the endless desire to prove something to others, all of it begins to feel unnecessary. When you remember that life is temporary, you begin to live more wisely. Think about a normal day in your life. You wake up in the morning, maybe check your phone immediately, scroll through messages, see what others are doing, and sometimes you feel pressure. Someone else seems more successful. Someone else seems happier. Someone else seems ahead in life. Without realizing it, comparison starts stealing your peace. But when you remember that this world is temporary, something shifts inside your mind. You realize that life was never meant to be a competition with others. It was meant to be a journey of growth, patience, and purpose given by God. Imagine a person who spends years chasing only money and status.
Day and night they work, sacrificing peace, ignoring family, and forgetting to appreciate the blessings already present in their life. At the beginning, it feels exciting.
More money, more recognition, more achievements. But time moves silently. Years pass quickly. One day they look back and realize that the moments that truly mattered were not the numbers in their bank account, but the time they could have spent with loved ones, the kindness they could have shown, and the gratitude they could have felt. Life teaches this lesson again and again, yet most people ignore it. When a person truly understands that life is temporary, they begin to value time differently. Instead of wasting energy on anger, they choose forgiveness. Instead of constantly worrying about what people think, they focus on what God knows about their heart. Instead of chasing endless approval, they start building inner character. This awareness creates a powerful shift in how a person lives each day. Look at the beauty of a sunset. It lasts only a few minutes, yet people stop, watch it, and feel peace. Why? Because its temporary nature makes it special. In the same way, the temporary nature of life is what gives it meaning. Every moment becomes precious, every conversation becomes valuable, Every opportunity to do good becomes important. When you understand this, you stop delaying the things that truly matter. Many people say, one day I will change. One day I will focus on what really matters. One day I will become a better person.
But that one day
Often never arrives. Life moves forward without waiting. The temporary nature of life reminds us that the best moment to improve ourselves is not tomorrow, but today. The best moment to show kindness is not later, but now. The best moment to thank God for the blessings we have is this very moment. Think about a simple example from daily life. Imagine two friends who have an argument. One of them holds on to the anger for years, refusing to forgive. Pride becomes more important than the relationship. But time keeps moving. One day, the opportunity to repair that relationship disappears forever. In that moment, the person realizes something painful. The argument that once felt so important was actually small compared to the value of the relationship. Understanding that life is temporary teaches us to protect what truly matters. When people forget this lesson, they waste years chasing things that bring only temporary satisfaction. A new possession, a new achievement, a new title. These things may bring excitement for a short time, but they do not bring lasting peace.
True peace comes when a person lives with awareness, gratitude, and purpose.
When someone remembers that every day is a gift from God, they stop complaining about small inconveniences and start appreciating the miracle of simply being alive. This awareness also changes how we treat others. When you remember that everyone around you is also living a temporary journey, your heart becomes softer. You become more patient with people's mistakes. You become more willing to help someone who is struggling. Kindness becomes easier because you understand that life is not about winning against others, but about growing together as human beings. The temporary nature of life is not meant to create fear. Instead, it creates clarity. It reminds us that every day is an opportunity to learn something new, an opportunity to learn something new, an opportunity to help someone, an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. When a person carries this awareness in their heart, their life becomes more meaningful. They stop living on autopilot and start living with intention. The most inspiring thing about this lesson is that it is simple, yet powerful. Anyone can understand it. Anyone can apply it. You do not need wealth status or special circumstances to live with awareness. All it requires is a shift in perspective. When you wake up each day remembering that life is temporary and that every moment is a blessing from God, your priorities naturally change. You focus less on what you can gain and more on how you can grow. You focus less on impressing people and more on improving your character. And in that transformation, you discover something beautiful. A life lived with awareness, gratitude, and purpose becomes a life filled with real peace. Many people believe that success is only measured by visible achievements. They believe the value of a person lies in how much money they earn, how famous they become, or how many people praise them. Because of this belief, people spend most of their lives trying to impress others. They work harder to be noticed, they speak louder to be heard, and they constantly chase recognition. But there is a deeper truth that most people forget. What truly matters is not only what you do, but why you do it. Your intentions carry more weight than your achievements. God does not only see the result of your actions. God sees the purpose inside your heart. Two people may perform the same action, yet the value of their actions may be completely different. One person may help someone only to receive praise and attention, while another person may help quietly, expecting nothing in return. From the outside, both actions look the same, but inside, they are completely different. One. Gik, Ges, Diat Vik. That action is driven by ego, while the other is driven by sincerity. Think about a simple example from daily life. Imagine a person who donates money to help people in need, but they immediately post it everywhere just to show others how generous they are. Their goal is not only to help, but also to receive admiration. Now imagine another person who helped someone quietly, without telling anyone, without expecting appreciation. They do it simply because they believe helping others is the right thing to do and because they know God is aware of their actions. The difference between these two actions lies in intention. The second person carries a purity in their heart that brings deeper meaning to their action. Intentions shape the energy behind everything we do. When your intentions are pure, even small actions become powerful. A small act of kindness, a sincere smile, a few encouraging words to someone who feels discouraged. These simple things may seem small in the eyes of the world, but they carry great value when they come from a genuine heart. Life is not always about doing extraordinary things. Sometimes the most powerful impact comes from ordinary actions performed with sincerity. Many people feel pressure to achieve big goals quickly. They want instant recognition and visible success. But when intentions are focused only on recognition, the journey becomes exhausting. Every step feels like a performance. Every step feels like a performance. Every effort becomes a way to prove something to others. Eventually, this constant pressure drains happiness and peace. But when a person shifts their intention toward growth, learning and serving others, something beautiful happens. The journey becomes lighter, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. Consider a teacher who works every day with students. One teacher may only focus on completing lessons and receiving a salary. For them, the job becomes routine and tiring. But another teacher may see their role differently. They may see it as an opportunity to shape young minds, to inspire curiosity, and to help students believe in themselves. The work they do may look the same from the outside, but their intention transforms their experience. What feels like a burden to one person becomes a mission for another. This lesson applies to every area of life. A person who works only for money may feel trapped in their work. But a person who works with the intention to grow, to support their family, and to contribute positively to society experiences their work differently. Their purpose gives meaning to their effort. The same daily routine becomes something meaningful rather than something exhausting. Intentions also protect us from disappointment. When people seek appreciation from others, they often feel hurt when they are ignored or misunderstood. They expect recognition, and when it does not come, frustration grows. But when actions are done sincerely for the sake of doing good, the need for approval disappears. The satisfaction comes from knowing that the action itself was meaningful. The heart feels peaceful because the motivation was pure. Think about moments when someone helped you during a difficult time. Maybe a friend listened to you when you were struggling, or someone offered support when you felt lost. Often those moments stay in your memory for years. What made those moments powerful was not the size of the action, but the sincerity behind it. People remember how genuine care feels. Genuine intention has the power to touch hearts deeply. The beauty of focusing on intention is that it transforms every part of life. Even daily responsibilities become opportunities for growth. Cooking for your family becomes an act of love. Doing your work becomes an act of dedication. Helping someone becomes an act of compassion. Life stops feeling like a list of tasks and begins to feel like a meaningful journey. When you wake up each morning, you have the power to set the intention for your day. When you wake up each morning, you have the power to set the intention for your day. You can choose to move through the day with stress and competition, or you can choose to move through the day with sincerity and purpose. That simple choice changes everything. Instead of asking, "How can I impress others today?" A more powerful question becomes, how can I do something meaningful today? When intentions are aligned with goodness and serenity, life becomes more peaceful. Achievements still matter, but they are no longer the only measure of success. The true measure becomes the honesty of your effort, the kindness in your actions, and the sincerity in your heart. And when a person lives with that kind of intention, every step of their journey becomes valuable, even if the world does not always notice. One of the fastest ways to destroy your inner peace is to constantly compare your life with someone else's life. Comparison is a silent thief. Comparison is a silent thief. It slowly steals gratitude, confidence, and happiness without you even realizing it. In today's world, this problem has become even stronger because people are surrounded by images of success everywhere. Every day you see someone buying a new car, someone traveling to beautiful places, someone achieving a big milestone. Without noticing, your mind begins to whisper a dangerous question: why am I not there yet? That question creates pressure. Suddenly, your life starts feeling smaller, slower, or less meaningful. But the truth is something most people forget. Every person is walking a completely different journey designed by God. Your story, your struggles, your opportunities, and your timing are not the same as anyone else's. The moment you begin comparing your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 10, you create unnecessary disappointment in your own heart. Think about nature for a moment. A tree does not compare itself with a flower. A river does not compare its journey with a mountain. Each creation grows according to its own design and timing. In the same way, human lives are meant to unfold differently. Some people discover their purpose early. Some people take longer to understand their direction. Some people succeed quickly, but struggle later. Others struggle for years and then suddenly experience growth. Life is not a straight path, and it was never meant to be a race against others. Imagine two students studying in the same class. One student understands lessons quickly and gets high marks easily. The other student needs more time to understand the same material. If the second student spends all their energy comparing themselves with the first student, they may start believing they are not capable. That belief slowly destroys motivation. But if the student focuses on improving step by step, learning patiently, and appreciating their own progress, something powerful happens. Over time, their growth becomes stronger because it was built on persistence instead of pressure. This same pattern appears in adult life as well. Many people feel unhappy not because their life is bad, but because they are constantly measuring it against someone else's achievements. A person may have a stable job, a caring family, and good health, yet still feel dissatisfied because someone
else seems more successful. In that moment, comparison hides the blessings that are already present.
Gratitude disappears and frustration takes its place. Real growth begins when you shift your focus from others back to yourself. Instead of asking, why is someone else ahead of me? Ask a more powerful question. Am I improving compared to the person I was yesterday? That question creates progress instead of pressure. Instead of pressure, small improvements made consistently over time create incredible transformation. A person who becomes just a little wiser, kinder, and stronger each day will eventually become someone extraordinary.
Think about someone learning a new skill, like playing an instrument. At the beginning, the sound may not be perfect.
Mistakes happen frequently. If that person constantly compares their early attempts to a professional musician, they might give up quickly. But if they focus only on improving one step at a time, practicing patiently, and enjoying the learning process, their ability slowly grows. One day they may look back and realize how far they have come. That progress would never have happened if comparison had stopped them at the beginning. Another powerful truth about comparison is that people usually compare their weaknesses with someone else's strengths. You see someone confident speaking in public, but you may not see the years of practice, fear, and failure they experienced before reaching that level. You see someone successful in business, but you may not see the sleepless nights, risks, and sacrifices behind that success. Behind that success, what appears perfect from the outside often hides a long journey of effort and struggle. When you understand this, your perspective changes. Instead of feeling jealous of someone's success, you begin to respect the journey that brought them there. You realize that everyone is fighting battles that others cannot see, that awareness creates humility and compassion rather than competition. Focusing on your own path also allows you to discover your unique strengths. Every person has talents and abilities that are different from others. Some people are naturally creative. Some are excellent problem solvers. Some have the ability to encourage and uplift others. When you spend too much time comparing yourself with someone else, you ignore the gifts that already exist within you. But when you focus on developing your own abilities, those strengths begin to shine. Your life becomes much more peaceful when you stop measuring your worth by someone else's achievements. Instead of feeling threatened by others' success, you become inspired by it. Instead of feeling behind, you feel motivated to grow. Instead of feeling discouraged, you feel hopeful about your own journey. Every day offers a chance to move forward in your own direction. Maybe the progress is small, maybe the improvement is slow, but progress is still progress. A person who takes small steps consistently will eventually travel a great distance. What matters most is not how fast someone else is moving, but whether you are continuing to grow. When you focus on your own path, your energy becomes more productive. Instead of wasting time worrying about what others are doing, you invest that time in learning, improving, and building a life that aligns with your purpose. Your mind becomes calmer because it is no longer distracted by unnecessary comparisons. Life was never meant to be a competition where only one person wins. It is a journey where each individual has the opportunity to grow, learn, and become the best version of themselves. When you truly accept this truth, you free yourself from the pressure of comparison. And in that freedom, you begin to walk your path with confidence, patience, and a deep sense of purpose. Gratitude is one of the most powerful attitudes a person can develop. Yet it is also one of the most overlooked habits in daily life. Many people spend their days focusing on what they do not have. They think about the opportunities they missed, the things they want, the success they have not yet achieved. Because their attention is always fixed on what is missing, they forget to notice what is already present in their lives. This habit slowly creates dissatisfaction, even in a life that is filled with blessings. When a person begins to practice gratitude, something remarkable starts to happen. Their perspective begins to change. Instead of seeing life as a list of problems, they start seeing life as a collection of gifts. Gratitude shifts the focus from scarcity to abundance. It reminds us that even on ordinary days, there are countless reasons to appreciate life. Think about the simple act of waking up in the morning. Many people open their eyes and immediately start thinking about the stress waiting for them during the day. Work responsibilities, financial worries, deadlines, and expectations fill their mind before they even get out of bed. But imagine starting the day differently. Imagine waking up and taking a moment to appreciate the simple fact that you have another day of life. Your heart is beating, your lungs are breathing, and you have the opportunity to experience another day created by God. That single moment of awareness can change the energy of your entire day. Gratitude does not mean pretending that life has no problems. Every person faces challenges. Every life contains moments of difficulty and uncertainty. Gratitude simply means choosing not to let those difficulties blind you to the blessings that still exist. Even during hard times, there are always things to appreciate. The support of a friend, the comfort of a home, the ability to learn from mistakes, the strength to continue moving forward. Consider a person who has good health but rarely thinks about it. Consider a person. They move through their days without appreciating the ability to walk, work, speak, and interact with the world. Health feels normal, almost invisible, because it is always there. But when someone becomes ill, suddenly they realize how precious health truly is. The simple act of breathing deeply, walking freely, or sleeping peacefully becomes something valuable. Gratitude allows a person to recognize the value of these blessings before they are lost. Daily life offers countless opportunities to practice gratitude if we are willing to notice them. Imagine sitting at a table with your family during a meal. It may feel like an ordinary moment, something that happens every day. But when you pause and reflect, you realize how meaningful that moment truly is. You are sharing time with people who care about you. You are eating food that nourishes your body. You are experiencing connection and warmth. These moments may appear simple, yet they are among the most meaningful experiences life offers. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is how it changes the way we interact with others. When a person carries gratitude in their heart, they naturally become more positive and generous. They appreciate the efforts of others. They express thanks more often. They notice kindness and respond with kindness. This creates stronger relationships because people feel valued and respected. Imagine someone who constantly complains about everything around them. Nothing feels good enough. The weather is wrong, the work is tiring, the people around them are disappointing. Being around such a person can feel exhausting. Now imagine someone who regularly expresses appreciation. They thank others for their help. They notice the good in situations and they acknowledge small efforts. Being around. Such a person feels uplifting. Gratitude has the power to influence not only your own mindset, but also the atmosphere around you. Gratitude also protects the mind from endless dissatisfaction. Modern life often encourages people to believe that happiness depends on acquiring more things. A better phone, a bigger house, a higher salary, a more impressive title. While goals and ambition are important, they can become a trap if gratitude is missing. Without gratitude, every new achievement quickly feels ordinary, and the mind immediately searches for the next thing to chase. The cycle never ends. But when gratitude becomes part of daily life, success feels more meaningful. A person appreciates what they have achieved instead of constantly rushing to the next goal. They celebrate progress. They recognize how far they have come. This balance creates a healthier relationship with ambition because success becomes something to appreciate rather than something that constantly feels incomplete. Gratitude can also transform difficult moments into valuable lessons. When challenges appear, it is easy to feel frustrated or discouraged. But gratitude invites a different perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" a person begins asking, "What can I learn from this experience?" That shift opens the door to growth. Challenges become teachers instead of enemies. Think about someone who loses an opportunity they worked hard for. At first, the disappointment may feel overwhelming, but later that same person may discover a new path that leads to something even better. Many successful people look back on their lives and realize that some of their greatest opportunities appeared after moments of failure or rejection. Gratitude helps people remain open to these possibilities because it reminds them that every experience contains value. The most beautiful thing about gratitude is that it is available to everyone, regardless of their circumstances. It does not require wealth, fame, or special achievements. It simply requires awareness. When a person trains their mind to notice blessings instead of only problems, their entire outlook on life becomes brighter. Each day holds countless small miracles. The warmth of sunlight, the comfort of a conversation, the ability to learn something new, the chance to help another person. When you begin to recognize these moments and appreciate them sincerely, life begins to feel richer and more meaningful. Gratitude turns ordinary days into extraordinary experiences because it teaches the heart to see the value that was always there. Patience is one of the most powerful qualities a person can develop, yet it is also one of the most difficult. In a world where everything is designed to be fast, people expect results immediately. Messages are delivered in seconds. Information appears instantly, and success stories spread quickly across the internet. Because of this environment, many people begin to believe that real progress should also happen overnight. When things take longer than expected, frustration appears, motivation drops, and many people give up before their journey truly begins. But life does not work according to impatience. Real growth follows a natural rhythm, and that rhythm requires time. Patience teaches us to trust that meaningful results are built slowly, step by step. When you look closely at the world around you, you can see this truth everywhere. A seed planted in the soil does not become a strong tree the next day. It must pass through stages. First, the seed breaks open in darkness beneath the ground. Then a small sprout pushes through the soil. Over time it grows leaves, branches, and eventually becomes something strong enough to provide shade and fruit. If someone tried to rush this process, the tree would never grow properly. Human growth follows the same pattern. Skills, character, wisdom, and success develop through consistent effort over time. Yet many people lose patience during the early stages when results are not yet visible. They start something with excitement, but when progress feels slow, they assume they are failing. In reality, they are simply in the stage where growth is still taking place beneath the surface. Think about a person learning a new skill, such as speaking confidently in front of others. The first attempt may feel uncomfortable. Words may not come out smoothly. Confidence may feel low, and mistakes may happen. If that person expects perfection immediately, they may become discouraged and stop trying. But if they practice patiently, something beautiful begins to happen. Each attempt becomes slightly better than the last. Confidence slowly grows. What once felt impossible gradually becomes natural. This transformation does not happen because of talent alone. It happens because patience allowed the person to continue improving. Patience also protects the mind from unnecessary stress. When people demand instant results from life, they create pressure that drains their energy. They constantly worry about whether they are moving fast enough, achieving enough, or succeeding enough, or succeeding quickly enough. This pressure makes the journey feel exhausting. But when a person understands that meaningful progress takes time, their mindset changes. Instead of feeling rushed, they focus on doing their best in each moment. They learn to appreciate the process instead of only chasing the outcome. Daily life offers many opportunities to practice patience. Imagine being stuck in traffic on the way to work. Many people immediately feel irritation rising in their mind. They complain, become angry, and let the situation disturb their peace. Yet their situation itself cannot be changed in that moment. The traffic will move when it moves. The traffic will move when it moves. Patience allows a person to respond differently. Instead of letting frustration take control, they can breathe, relax, and accept that some things simply require waiting. This simple shift protects inner calm. Another example appears in relationships. Every relationship requires patience because human beings are imperfect. People make mistakes, misunderstand each other, and sometimes act in ways that cause disappointment. Without patience, relationships quickly break under the weight of frustration and unrealistic expectations. But patience allows understanding to grow. It creates space for forgiveness, communication, and improvement. Over time, relationships strengthened by patience become deeper and more meaningful. Patience is also closely connected with trust in God's timing. Many people plan their lives with clear expectations. They imagine achieving certain goals by a specific age, reaching certain milestones within a certain time frame. When life unfolds differently, they feel anxious or discouraged. But often the delays in life carry hidden wisdom. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually preparation. It is a period where skills are being developed, character is being strengthened, and understanding is growing. Think about someone who applies for a job they truly want, but does not receive it. At first, the disappointment may feel painful. They may question why their effort did not produce the result they expected. But months later, another opportunity may appear that is even better suited to their abilities and growth. Looking back, they realize that what once felt like a setback was actually a redirection towards something better. Patience allows people to remain open to these possibilities instead of becoming bitter or hopeless. Patience also builds resilience. And so, person who learns to wait with determination becomes mentally stronger. They learn that temporary discomfort does not mean permanent failure. They understand that progress can continue even when results are not immediately visible. This strength allows them to face challenges without giving up easily. Consider someone training their body through exercise. The first few weeks may feel difficult. Muscles feel sore, endurance feels low, and visible results may not appear right away. But if the person continues with patience, their body slowly adapts. Strength increases, stamina improves, and confidence grows. The transformation that eventually appears is the reward of patience combined with consistent effort. In many ways, patience is the quiet force behind every meaningful achievement. It allows dreams to survive long enough to become reality. It allows skills to develop fully instead of fading halfway through the journey. It allows people to remain hopeful even when the path forward feels uncertain. The beauty of patience is that it does not mean passive waiting. True patience means continuing to move forward with calm determination. It means doing your part each day while trusting that results will appear at the right time. It means believing that effort is never wasted, even when progress feels slow. When a person develops patience, their entire life becomes more balanced. They stop rushing through experiences and start appreciating the journey. They become less controlled by frustration and more guided by wisdom. And over time, they discover something powerful. The people who achieve the most meaningful success are often the ones who had the patience to keep going when others stopped. Many people look at life and assume that struggles are signs that something is wrong or that difficulties mean they are being punished. They see obstacles and immediately feel frustration, anger, or even hopelessness. But life has a much deeper way of teaching us lessons, and struggles are often the most powerful teachers. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of pain carries within it a lesson that can shape a person into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. The way we respond to difficulties determines not only our character, but the direction of our entire life. Think about a person learning to ride a bicycle for the first time. At the beginning, balance feels impossible. They may fall repeatedly, knees get scraped, hands get bruised. Knees get bruised, hands get bruised. The experience is uncomfortable, and it would be easy to give up. But each fall teaches something valuable. Each attempt strengthens muscles and coordination. Each moment of persistence builds confidence. Eventually, the person rides smoothly, enjoying the freedom that once seemed impossible. Without the struggle, the joy of riding would not exist. The challenge itself becomes part of the transformation. The same principle applies to adult life. Every struggle is an opportunity for growth. When a person faces financial difficulties, they may feel stress and fear. But those challenges often teach lessons about resourcefulness, discipline, and planning. When a person faces relationship problems, they may feel pain and disappointment. But those experiences teach empathy, communication, and patience. When someone loses a job or faces professional setbacks, they may feel defeated. But those moments can lead to new paths, new skills, and unexpected opportunities. Life's difficulties are rarely meaningless. They are shaping tools, quietly working behind the scenes to prepare a person for something greater. Many people try to avoid discomfort at all costs. They look for easy paths, shortcuts, or immediate solutions. But life rarely rewards avoidance. True growth comes when a person faces challenges directly. Think about someone preparing for a big presentation. Anxiety rises. Mistakes may happen during practice. It would be easy to cancel, avoid, or delay. But facing the fear, practicing consistently, and stepping into the challenge allows that person to grow confidence, skill, and courage. Over time, they learn that the discomfort was temporary, but the strength gained lasts a lifetime. Daily life is full of these small struggles that often go unnoticed. Perhaps it's a disagreement with a colleague at work, a difficult conversation with a friend, or the stress of managing multiple responsibilities at home. Each moment presents a choice to complain and resist, or to approach the situation as an opportunity to learn. People who choose to see challenges as teachers discover that even small struggles carry lessons about patience, humility, and resilience. The small victories gained through navigating everyday difficulties accumulate over time, creating a foundation for bigger success. Struggles also teach the value of perseverance. When a person experiences repeated difficulties, it is easy to lose motivation. They may feel that success is impossible or that life is unfair. But when they continue moving forward despite setbacks, they discover their own strength. Perseverance turns moments of pain into stepping stones. Every obstacle overcome becomes evidence that they are capable of more than they initially believed. Over time, perseverance transforms a person's mindset, allowing them to approach life with courage instead of fear.
Instead of fear,
Another important lesson from struggles is humility. When life is easy, people can become complacent, believing they are in full control of their journey. Challenges remind us that life is unpredictable and that we are part of a greater plan. Humility allows people to accept guidance, learn from others, and remain open to growth. It softens the heart, making it possible to appreciate successes without arrogance and failures without despair. Consider someone recovering from illness.
Consider someone recovering from an illness.
The process may be slow, painful, and frustrating. Yet, through the struggle, they gain a deeper appreciation for health, vitality, and the simple joys of life. They learn to value small steps, celebrate progress, and develop patience. The struggle transforms not only the body, but also the mind and spirit, creating gratitude and resilience that would not have existed without the challenge. Struggles also teach perspective. When a person experiences hardship, they begin to notice that everyone faces difficulties in one form or another. Comparing their own challenges to others, they realize that life is rarely as perfect as it appears from the outside. This awareness fosters empathy, kindness, and understanding. Kindness and understanding. People who have faced struggles are often better at supporting others because they know firsthand how important encouragement, patience, and compassion can be. Every setback, mistake, or failure carries a hidden lesson. Life does not punish, it educates. Pain becomes wisdom when approached with reflection. Difficulty becomes opportunity when approached with courage. Disappointment becomes a teacher when approached with awareness. Those who embrace this truth begin to view life differently. Challenges are no longer obstacles to avoid, they are experiences to learn from. Every struggle is an invitation to grow stronger, deeper, and more aligned with one's purpose. When a person internalizes this understanding, they stop fearing challenges. They start seeing difficulties as essential chapters in their journey. Life becomes less about avoiding hardship and more about navigating it with faith, courage, and determination. The moments that once felt unbearable become milestones of growth. The lessons hidden within struggles become tools for a life lived with strength, wisdom, and resilience. And in that transformation, people discover a profound truth. The hardships they once dreaded were actually the stepping stones that led them to their greatest potential.